Okay, so hi everyone, welcome back to the Cat Kings NMAT Daily. This is Anisha here, your NMAT guide and mentor. Brief intro, people are watching it for the first time. So I did my MBA from NMIMS in 2015. My score was NMAT 222 at that time. I did my MBA in marketing. Post that I did a short executive management from Harvard Business School in Boston. Worked with Marico, worked with Henkel as their strategy and marketing head. That's my background. So, people who want to know what about NMIMS and what after also, that's my quick intro. And for the past 5 years, I've been mentoring students, making sure people get into NMIMS for sure or crack their NMAT strategies in all of them. So if you have not yet followed the video series, please get subscribe to the channel, follow the NMAT daily series, and more importantly, today onwards, because you know what? NMAT has begun. The game has started this year, and this year was a new challenge, a new ball game altogether with the first NMAT adaptive exam. So I'm sure I'm going to be the first one to give you guys insights into what has happened for the people who have given the NMAT exam, what is in store for the rest of you guys who are planning to give it further ahead, and what should you do to make sure you are able to crack the exam. All right, and I'm going to be very happy. A lot of things which I had predicted and told all of you guys before is actually coming true. Great, so please watch, stay tuned to this video right till the end. All right, so I've done my thorough analysis, connecting with students. Like almost a lot of students have given the exams, done a quick survey, understanding sectional analysis, and all of them with 1,000 kids. That's a huge number, right? So just make sure you guys are able to grasp all of this and execute it, and make sure the ones who have already given, you gear up for your retake exam. Okay, because that's the best part about NMAT. Your attempts or haath mein hai, so do not lose hopes onto it. This is surely going to be your year to crack NMAT. It's the best chance this year to make it to NMIMS. Okay, so let me quickly talk about the same to you guys. Okay, so when we are talking about it, we have for certain few things to take into consideration, right? So when we talk about the first thing, okay, very important, the COVID guidelines have been followed very, very, very well. So anybody who's coming to the center without a mask is sent back home. So don't take it lightly. Even if you're in the remotest possible area, you better make sure you go with a mask and you go well equipped, and also carry all your documents. Just because COVID है तो यार प्रिंट आउट नहीं मिला, एडमिट कार्ड भूल गए, आईडी कार्ड भूल गए, no boss, no one's entertaining you. They are sending you back home. Remember, they're sending you back home. So do not take it lightly. Thirdly, make sure you guys are reaching on time. 30 minutes has been decided and mentioned. 45 minutes should be your target to reach before that to the center, so that you don't have any hassle in getting your ID proofs and everything checked up. People who want to carry extra precautions, your face shield and all of that, that is allowed. But if you want to carry sanitizers and stuff with you, that bag you will be given a locker to keep outside. Nothing is allowed inside. No stationery, no electronics, nothing. You will be screened, scanned, and then made to sit inside. The only things allowed to be carried will be your admit card, the email confirmation, your ID proof, as well as your address proof. It should be the same which you filled in while going there. Okay, why I'm starting the NMAT analysis with this? Because it feels disheartening to hear for the fact, despite reminders given to all of you guys, you walk into the center without your admit cards. Why will they let you give the exam? Listen, NMIMS has become very strict. NMAT has gone through its own turnarounds of having people fake in and get on board. So the guidelines are pretty strict, and they will be strict till the end. So don't take it for granted. All right, that's the first thing you need to keep in mind. Secondly, now let's talk about the big changes. What are the big changes? Big cutoffs, what is the paper, how it is adaptive, and everything. So very, very important. If I look at it, the first and foremost thing which everybody asks me is the cutoff. So let me tell you right on the front. First thing, expect higher cutoffs. Definitely 208, 210 is not what I expect personally this year. 212 to 216 bare minimum should be the cutoff, because the paper, a lot of students have got a lot of good scores. That's the best part. People have got their scorecards. You want to see some scorecards? Should I show you one of the students' scorecard? Let me do one thing. I will quickly show you guys this student's scorecard. ठीक है, तुम उसको जाके ढूंढना मत, भी उसके घर जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, ठीक है, but you can look at the scorecard. This is NMAT by GMAT, 4th November 2020, 12 p.m. Mumbai scorecard for the student, right? Scale score 257. 257 is the scale score. So now you guys know why I'm saying expect a higher cutoff. This is a live scorecard that I have seen and I have shown you guys. What I have heard is 274 highest on one of the forums mentioned by a student. So yeah, if the students have got on the first day a damn it 250 to 270 score, cutoff to badna chahiye. Right, so that is why expect a higher cutoff. Your scaled scores have been made available immediately. If you're not able to download your scorecard, scores to apne note karo, ratta maro, we'll be able to plan a retake strategy basis that scores. Okay, so that's the cutoffs perspective which I was told you guys. Now if I look at, I also did a quick survey, like I said, with 1,000 students, which was the toughest section. So what is the toughest section ka analysis? If I do quickly, what everybody has told is quants and DI, 50% people said was the toughest. LR, 17%. Verbal, 33%. For all of you guys who have been following this entire NMAT daily series, if you remember the first video on the new paper pattern, I had told you guys quants and DI this year will be tough. 50% people have validated the same, right? So that means it's the toughest section. So बेटा पढ़ाई करना शुरू कर दो, कैट में चलेगा, LRDI वर्बल पे फोकस करो, क्वांट्स छोड़ दो, NMAT में नहीं चलेगा, you have to study, right? Even yesterday I gave you guys an important tip was LR is your score boosting area. Only 17% people found it the toughest. Why? Because you can maximize your scores there. You need to focus on it, right? Verbal, 33% found it tough, not very bad. So it was manageable, it was doable. Now, what makes these sections tough is what we have to understand, right? So let's do a deep dive into understanding of the focus areas of each of these sections. What can be expected, sectional cutoff. Remember, NMAT sectional cutoffs exist. So what we have to plan and further ahead. Okay? So when I look at the focus areas, if you look at it, bare minimum 3 DI sets everybody has got. कुछ लोगों का लक अच्छा था, कम मिले हैं, but 3 to 4 DI sets have been there. Arithmetic predominated most of the exam. 65% of the paper for majority of the students was arithmetic based. Arithmetic had given a lot of importance to your time and work, your profit and loss based questions, so which was there. Second most important area was modern maths, where we saw a lot of questions based on PNC and probability. Geometry किसी को नहीं आया, no geometry as of now, heard about it. There were simple log based questions. So algebra में log based and equation based questions were more predominant, which is there, but 65% arithmetic. So guys, that is the most important thing for you to focus on right now. पढ़ाई शुरू कर लो. जो लोग ने अभी तक नहीं करा है, get on board of the NMAT online turbo course. Next week we are doing arithmetic. ठीक है, so वो sort कर लेंगे आपको. कोर्स का लिंक नीचे मिल जाएगा, you all can get access to it. Now the expected cutoff. Sectional cutoff, I would say 65 to 70. Itna to you can easily score. Okay? I'm giving you guys optimistic and a little higher cutoffs which I feel you can get in. That should be your target. अगर इससे नीचे हुआ cutoff तो हमारी तो life easy है, right? हम target करेंगे 70 का और cutoff 65 हुआ, so it makes life easy for us and good, right? So we will expect this to be our cutoff range. Okay? That's about your quants and DI section. People who've given the exam, feel free to validate me with your comments, your feedback and opinion on the comment section. What was your feeling of the exam? What do you think your score is and how do you improvise onto it? I'll definitely give you guys inputs on the same myself on it. All right. Then we move to now the verbal section. Now, when I look at verbal section, this was the second most toughest one which people felt. So here you will be amazed. Yes, a few students did get direct vocab questions. ठीक है, so start से बोला था vocabulary को ignore मत करना, simple vocab based questions थे. Parajumbles, some people found it easy, some people found it the most toughest section. Now that is because of its being adaptive in nature. अगर तुमने easy वाले कर लिए, तुम्हारा level बढ़ते जाएगा तो तुम tough पे पहुंच रहे हो, right? पर तुम tough पे पहुंच गए तो तुम्हारा score ज्यादा आएगा. ठीक है, so ये जो 257 वाला था ना, इसका सबसे tough was Parajumbles out of all the things. And I'll show you guys the scorecard. उसको सबसे toughest section was LR. एक बार वापस से स्कोर कार्ड देखेंगे after the 3 focus areas and see what you think about the scores as well also. Okay, then there were analogy based questions, 3 to 4 questions. Reading comprehension, 2 to 3 reading comprehension everybody has given, so that means RC is predominantly important. Focus rakho on RC, analogies, parajumbles majorly, and a little bit of grammar based questions. My expected cutoff for verbal would be somewhere around 60 to 65. Okay, so that's the expected cutoff there. Moving to the last section, which is my logical reasoning. Logical reasoning is your score booster area if you study. Here 3 to 4 input output questions were there, 3 to 4 argument based questions, 2 to 3 deduction based questions, ये सबको थे, तो ये common part है. That means this has to be done. If you want to maximize your score, you have to make sure verbal reasoning is your strength. That's the secret to crack logical reasoning section this year for sure. Make verbal reason your best friend, otherwise it's a tough nut to crack. So all the people who said 17% जिसको tough था, trust me, verbal reasoning में फटी होगी उनकी. ठीक है. Puzzles, syllogisms, easily doable, not a challenge. Expected cutoff, keep it in the range of 65 to 70. Okay, so this is about the insights from just the day one, slot 1 and 2 analysis, guys. So keep that understanding from it. Now, what next? Basis this, how should you prepare? Basis your scores, what should be your retake strategy? So what I want you all to do is raise the bar. Your target should now be 220 plus. The higher we score, the better chances. So raise your bar, target 220 plus. The ones who have given, analyze your scores. Now what I have done is, I've written, if you all can see, section 1, 2, 3, there are 3 options: 70, 70, 70, 75, 75, 75, 80, 70, 70. You should make this your score charts. You decide which section is 1, 2, 3 for you. But you have to make sure you are training yourself to land into this second and third category. या तो मुझे सब सेक्शन में 75 आ जाए, या एक मेरा इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग सेक्शन हो कि उसको मुझे 80 क्रॉस करना है. दिस इज लोअर लिमिट, दिस इज नॉट योर हायर लिमिट. दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट यू ऑल टू स्कोर बेयर मिनिमम. इसको टारगेट करो, इसको रेप्लिकेट करना है, बिकॉज स्केल स्कोर्स ऑफ लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स आर हायर राइट नाउ. ठीक है. इफ आई हैव टू गिव दिस इन टर्म्स ऑफ रॉ स्कोर में अगर आपको टारगेट करना है, सो योर टारगेट इज टू गेट 70% मार्क्स. सिंपल. 70% marks is your benchmark right now. ठीक है. What you're going to be doing is giving 5 more mocks. Please maximize your scores, maximize the attempts in each section. It is easy to crack NMAT. It's the only adaptive exam, the only exam based on your capability. I have got tired stating this repeatedly, but trust me, if you cannot crack NMAT this year, you'll not be able to crack any other exams, right? So focus on NMAT, maximize your scores, keep studying, keep analyzing, subscribe to the channel, stay tuned. And for all of you guys who want to make it to NMIMS, get on board with the NMAT online turbo course and the mock tests. I'll be guiding your, making your scores, making your study plans, and we will sync up tomorrow where we are talking about deep dive in my NMAT Thursday session about what is the impact of this and tomorrow's day, and how do we make sure we are able to get a 220 plus. All right, I hope the video has been helpful to all of you guys. Please drop in the comment section and show some love if you liked the video. All the best. Bye bye. Take care.